What's up, everybody? kStar here. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate that. I decided to go to the restaurant with a couple of my friends. One of them I haven't seen in a long time. And while I'm there, or actually as I'm walking in, I'm wearing the kStar stuff, like the red sweater and even the hoodie on top of that. So as I approach the table, my friend sees me, he looks at me and goes, "Wow, dude, like, I knew times were rough, but you joined the Bloods? Like, wow, oh my goodness, Danny, wow." You know, it was one of those moments in life where you just like, I looked at my own apparel and I was like, am I gonna get shot wearing kStar stuff? Like, is that what's gonna happen in my life now? I'm going to talk about the month of May and how little I streamed throughout the month of May and how little content was created and stuff like that, and how it affected a lot of other different things that were going on in my life, and just what's going to happen. Am I quitting Starcraft 2? Am I going to quit streaming? And the answer really is no, it is not going to do that. I'm definitely, I have made a living playing video games, and I've really truly enjoyed that. And this is my first ever real vlog video thing ever, so I hope you enjoy it. Like, the idea is that because this is my first, I've been sitting on this video for about a couple of weeks now. I've written multiple scripts for it. I've tried recording just live and just saying, hey, let's just shoot for the stars type of thing. Like, let's just go for it. And it just never really worked because I never really found the appropriate words that I wanted to put together until just now. It was just, it felt like it was right. I felt coming back after such an extended break was necessary, and I just wanted to put out a message a while back, but I think now is important more than ever, to just let people know what's been going on. But basically, it all started with me losing my graphics card and power supply to an electrical fire. It's what happened. My computer caught fire. It was one of the things that kept me offline for about a week and just maybe a day, I believe. I purchased everything myself. I decided that I wasn't going to stream and tell people like, hey, you know, you mind if you do this or that, or stream like console content like while I was offline with my computer and whatnot. So I decided that I was going to replace all the parts and so on and so forth without the stream helping out. That was a decision that I could make at the time, and it felt right to do so. Will I be able to do that all the time? More than likely not, but I'm totally capable of doing it now. So with that being said, what happened after that was pretty much, I decided that, you know, now that I'm in a position in life where I could do those type of things, I can also do so many other different things in my life that I have done before that I wound up stopping for various reasons, or, you know, just overall improving the quality of life around me. So that's what I decided to do. I have actually gone back to the gym. I've been working out, been dieting again. I have been drinking nothing but water for the longest time now. I've been having like so many different aspects of my life come together. I've been talking with family and friends and whatnot, and everybody's been happy and proud of me for going somewhat independent in this journey and this adventure, and it's been an awesome time. I've really enjoyed it, and it's something that I don't see stopping for the inevitable future. Obviously there are some concerns, but regardless of that, I am well taken care of, and I'm in a really good spot in my life where I can do all these different things and still pay off all the bills. So as long as that keeps going on, I'm gonna be pretty okay. Now, for people who don't know, when I first started the channel, I was smack dab in the middle of my living room with no place to put my keyboard. I didn't have a monitor. I was using my television for everything, and it was just like, I had the green screen, I had the lights, but that was for my videography stuff. So having the awesome webcams and the second camera come in, and the microphone and the multiple monitors set up in the desk, and just eventually tailoring a little mini studio. That was just the beginning, and I realized I could change so many other different aspects. So we decided to do so much with home improvement, because I do live in a 40-year-old apartment. I decided that I was going to change a lot of aspects of the apartment, so that led up to redoing the entire kitchen. And once I made that decision, it was final. We decided to do it as a family, and it led to a gas leak. That's just what happened. It we replaced the stove, and that process took a couple of days, and then once the new stove came in and we put it in, it led to a major gas leak. And for anybody who's gone through this experience, it takes a long time for gas to clear. It took a while for us to realize that it was something that was going on and happening. We were all, going through headaches and all that. So it was one of those instances that it could have been very dangerous, but we wound up being pretty okay. And at the end of it, it just got cleared out. So that took about a whole week to wrap up, on top of the week being away from streaming and all that, on top of just coming back to playing Starcraft 2. And that leads me to Starcraft 2. I realized there were a couple of things about Starcraft 2 that were essentially bothering me, and that had nothing to do with the game in general. It just had to do with the idea that being competitive was more important than having fun. And this is not an idea that's just personal to me and me alone. I know that. I've read the forums recently. I'll have a screenshot if I can put it up. And the forums even have discussions on a daily basis about how once you reach a certain MMR, how it changes who you are as a person. And what's so interesting is that even though that didn't happen to me, one of the things that did happen was when I had joined Storm, and I realized that being a part of this group, being a part of this organization, meant a lot to me, especially since they've been so supportive, and I have been communicating with the team even when I've been offline, and they've done nothing but show me love and support throughout whatever the case may be, whether it be about somebody being angry about just how much success the channel has gotten, because that's happened. It's like somebody got angry because of how successful the channel's gotten and tried to express their anger in malicious ways, and as a team we just laughed at that person. It was just funny to just laugh at, and it's happened unfortunately more than I would even want it to happen. And that's why I was like, well, I can't believe this is actually something that had happened. But still, nevertheless, I enjoy the super fans that are out there, because those are the people who tend to tune in every single day supporting the channel, regardless of the fact that they may or may not hate on me for whatever reason there is. It's a confusing world out there on the internet. I just gotta accept it for the way it is, and that's just the way that it is. But getting back on track here, I had spent a certain amount of time trying to practice and learn from so many different people within the team and the organization, to a point where I felt like I was holding I wasn't holding the team back, but I wasn't meeting certain expectations that were mentally created all within my own, because I wasn't meeting those expectations, I was not doing well, when in reality I was playing the best Starcraft I've ever played, and I was doing fine. I was playing fine, and I was winning the majority of my games, which is perfectly okay. And at the end of the day, what was there to complain about? So in generally speaking, what I should have done was not focus too much on the competitive aspect of Starcraft 2, and retailer my focuses on just having fun and enjoying myself, just like I usually do. But it was really difficult. Like I said, it's my first year. This is my first vlog sort of thing, and expect more in the future, by the way, because this is a healthier way of just relating to a lot of people all at the same time, rather than just one particular person or a group of individuals that I talk to on Discord about certain things and whatnot. I've been trying to find the right words for this video, like I said earlier, but it is what it is. So will I be quitting streaming? Of course not. Will I be quitting Starcraft 2? No. But will I be redesigning the schedule? Yes. When I first, like I said earlier, before I was doing the studio and everything, I my schedule has changed. It's gone through so many different renditions over the course of me playing Starcraft 2, and it's gone from me playing Starcraft 2 for like 15 to 16 hours every single day, with no weekends, just every single day, maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and then get right back to it and just keep going. Sometimes playing several days in a row without sleeping. And I changed that. I made it so that I said, no, we're just gonna go back to 8 hours every single day, 8 to 10 hours every day, and just Starcraft 2 though. And inevitably I wound up changing that, and I said, you know what, no, I want weekends and to go out and to enjoy and separate myself from all this, from all Starcraft all day every day. And then I changed it again, where it was just, okay, instead of playing Starcraft 2 for 8 hours every day, let's play Starcraft 2 for 5.5 hours, and then go on and play a different game, you know, and mix it up throughout the week. And I realized that even that was still like a forced thing, where there was times where I would just be burnt out just playing the same game for hours on end, that inevitably I would just wind up just grinding for the sake of grinding, and also maybe for the sake of viewership as well. You know, maybe that played a part in it. I'm not entirely sure, though. I do my best not to pay too much attention to viewership at all, where I hide the counters and everything like that. It allows me to be very consistent in my behavior and in my personality, so I tend to not overreact or react to like a high viewer count and stuff like that. So the idea is to always be myself no matter how many people are watching. But maybe that played a role into it as well, where I knew if I switched to a different game that obviously the majority of my audience would not be interested in that, and that's totally understandable. But I again would be in a position where I'd be forcing myself to do one thing rather than something else that I probably was thinking about and that I really enjoy doing. So obviously, as time goes on and I learn how to do more with my schedule and my time, including more YouTube videos, which is something else that I found to be incredibly difficult to do, where I was streaming 8 hours every single day and then turning around and making YouTube content as well. How do you balance out that time? There are a lot of people that I've noticed that just don't do it, and if they do, they don't stream every single day. And that's one of those things where I felt like, well, I'd rather be a streamer than be a YouTube content creator, but I am definitely going to do both. You know, like, it's just something that I realized that it's just going to take time for me to really understand the flexibilities of my schedule, especially since I'm going to the gym now, especially since I've been working out so much more, and I've been having a lot of fun doing so. So a lot of these things are going to be playing a major role in how I go about my business, but for the foreseeable future, I am an internet content creator and I really enjoy my job. You know, so with all that being said, what are the new changes and the new things to expect from the channel? Well, number one is that it's no longer going to be a night show. No, we're not doing nights anymore. We're going to be working throughout the day. Now, was that going to be forever? Like I said, it's just going to be something that we're going to be experimenting with, that we're going to be testing out, something that I've spoken about in the past that I wanted to do, where eventually I was going to work my way back into the daytime schedule and work from 8:30 to about, actually I said 8:30, what I meant was 9:30 a.m. all the way through the morning for about 8 hours. How much I spend playing Starcraft 2 is going to be inevitably up to me. I mean, obviously I want to shoot for 5.5 hours, 6 hours, but I realized that stamina plays a huge part into it. Interest plays another part. What tournaments are going on at that time? Do I want to work with other content creators? If I do, then that means that I'm gonna have to go about the business of trying to figure out schedules that work for the both of us. And because I'm B team to A team, you know, so many different things play a role into those type of decisions. But for the most part, understand 9:30 a.m. definitely gonna be rolling with a new schedule out in the morning. I'm excited to connect with a more of a morning audience than a nighttime audience, and yeah, I just want to see where it goes from there. Does that mean that I'll never stream in the night ever again? Of course not. But what that also means is that I'm trying new things, trying to see how it works and whatnot. Now that I'm in a completely different space, can laugh as loud as I want, can yell as loud as I want. I could do all the things that I want to do with the stream, so that it's never going to be a hassle to be in the middle of the night, got to worry about how loud I'm being and so on and so forth. So that's also a huge benefit to all the changes that are being made all around me. So with that also being said, what games are we going to be playing? And of course, like I said, Starcraft 2. But there are some games that I'm interested in that I wanted to let people know today. And one of those games is going to be Destiny 2. I'm interested in playing this game. You guys see me play Destiny 1. It's been the sub game for the stream for a decent amount of time now. And it's been something that I've been interested in really checking out for the foreseeable future. Now, will it become the main game of the stream and this, that, and the third? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe during launch, I'll be playing it specifically for the first couple of days or whatever, but as time goes on, it'll be more StarCraft 2 and then Destiny 2. Obviously, it will be a realistic balance between both games so that I can have my audience. I don't want to split my audience, but that inevitably is what winds up happening. It's just something that you can't prevent, but you can only just experience and go along with the ride. So I just wanted to say thank you guys. Wanted to create a video that sort of put things into perspective about what I was going through, but I didn't want it to be long-winded and full of excuses or this or that or blah blah blah. You know, it's just that I've been going through a lot. I have been both on and off stream and both just like off like the computer in general and away from total technology, and just being like, okay, let's work on this and let's work on that, and really putting my life into its proper perspective. I've really haven't been happier. I really haven't been happier. It's been a really good time in my life to be me, and I've really have you guys to thank. You guys have made it amazing. You know, like I've been watching streamers stream for a while, and I've grown so connected to so many of you guys that I just can't say anything else. You know, like one of the things I realized is that I've grown such an appreciation for the community that I managed to create a name for myself in. Like, not only so many of you guys have been messaging me, emailing me, talking to me on Discord, so on and so forth. It's also the streamers who, you know, I'll just be in their chat room. Hell, hey, you know, like, you know, take your break or whatever, man. You're awesome, and it's just like, wow, like I'm just watching somebody, and they're talking about me, and I'm like, I didn't even think they even watched my stream all that much, and definitely not enough to notice that I wasn't doing it for like a month. But yeah, there you go. And it was like one of those instances where I realized that, you know, maybe the break was a little bit too long, but the idea was that I needed to really retune and refocus a lot of different things that were going on in my life, and I couldn't feel better. My brother, I helped my brother get a job, which was amazing. And one of the things that, like, it's just been one of those things in my life that just realized, okay, this is the right, I feel good, I feel right, I feel like I've done well in my life, and things are going well. That doesn't mean that I don't have stresses. It just means that I handle them in a really responsible manner, and I balance out my life in a way that just seems like I got a good handle on it. And let's see how it keeps going. I also want to play the Telltale series of Batman, and one of those instances of the Telltale series. Also, I want to play Game of Thrones. How I'll be adding that to the rotation, or how I'm going to be playing it, I don't know. I just know that that's something that I want to do. Therefore, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be sharing those experiences with you guys. So let me just stop the video here before it just goes on forever and ever and ever, and it's just long-winded and whatnot. I just wanted to say thank you guys. I've written so many different scripts for this video. I wanted to release this video weeks prior, but I just couldn't find the right words until today. So if you guys can, please do leave in the comment section below. I'd like to hear your thoughts on whether you had an experience like a gas leak before, and you can share your thoughts, because that could be very nerve-wracking, could be very scary. It could be something that that a lot of people may not realize, that there are people who go through that and how it could affect their lives. Also, just feeling like work being the predominant factor in your life and how you've learned to balance that out. Please let me know in the comment section below. I would love to start that conversation, and I just appreciate everybody who's been tuning in and watching and supporting the channel. And like I said, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you guys could check out the stream. Bam to each and every one of you guys, and until the next stream, peace. Until the next stream on YouTube, but technically the YouTube doesn't, it's not a stream, it's just record. You know what? Bye. No, like